There's like a weird thing going on right now where people want really tall people. I don't actually understand what this is for. Like, no shade to tall people. You guys are very sweet and I'm worried about you. But like, if you get yourself a very tall boyfriend, he has to eat so much more food. You have to feed him so much more. It takes so much food to keep tall people going. And furthermore, if they're really tall, they can't ride every roller coaster. There are a lot of roller coasters they can't ride. And on top of that, they don't fit on a small bed, right? If you have a small bed, you're cooked. You need like a longer bed if you're gonna have a tall person in there. And also, and I'm sorry, this is bad, but also they don't live as long. On average, they don't live as long by like a lot. Like, people are looking for guys who are like so tall, and it's like, bro, his cardiovascular system is gonna be under a great deal of stress. His cardiovascular system is gonna be under a great deal of stress, and his back is gonna hurt. So, anyway, yeah, I find it surprising how much people seem to prefer a tall partner. It is confusing to me. Because it seems like a problem. It seems like there are a lot of problems that can come from that. Now, nothing wrong with being a tall person, right? You can reach things on high shelves and you get paid more, and girls seem to be very into you. So there are trade-offs, and I hope that you make the most of it, and I hope that it goes well for you. Tall equals defender equals safety. Okay, what do you think? What do you think the world that humans were living in was like? People are silly gooses, right? They imagine that there were like cavemen, right? And that we were all just like stomping around hitting each other with clubs. And if a girl couldn't find a man capable of defending her, like, bro, that's not what it was like. That's not what any human society has ever been like. Girls just want head pats from tall men. Okay, but arms are long. Like, unless you find yourself a very small man, he will probably still be able to pat you on top of the head. Like, he would have to be, like, half your freaking height. Well, actually, 3/4, right? Because the arm span is usually about the same as height, right? So if you figure he would have to be 3/4 of your height to not be able... Well, no, not exactly, because you have the head. What percentage of a body is usually head? If we're talking about someone short, I think it's a higher percentage of body size, right? Because heads are usually pretty similar sizes. So at that point, right, you're looking at someone who's like... Right, you're looking at someone significantly shorter than you, is the point. Significantly shorter than you, right? Math. We don't have to do math about this hypothetical man, but the point is that most people are still gonna be able to pat you on top of the head if you need that. Being tall sucks. Yeah, dude, that's the other thing, is like, tall people hit their head on everything all the time, and they don't fit in cars. Like, if... Okay, girl, listen to me. You think you want a tall boyfriend, but do you want him to complain every time you get in a car? Right? Do you want to listen to him complain on every single car ride? Every time you carpool with your friends and he gets in the back and he doesn't fit, right? Tall people don't fit on airplanes. I mean, that's fair. That's true. That's real. Right? You hate walking into spider webs. I'm so sorry. How does Ellie know all our secrets? Because I freaking listen, man. Because I listen. No, because I've got some tall friends. Listen, I've got tall friends and I got short friends, right? And like, I've got friends in between, right? And my understanding of the guy experience is that people think that you need to be tall to get a girlfriend. But I have tall friends who don't girlfriend whatsoever. They've never done it. And I have, like Joe is like my height. Joe is my height. I think he might be even a little bit shorter. And he kisses so many girls. He's just out girl kissing every day of the week. So like, I don't think it really has anything to do with height at all. I think it just has to do with like, being chill and outgoing, and also like in a lot of places, right? He does theater, so just like there are a lot of girls in theater, you know? We love short kings. I don't know if he's even a short, like, I don't know at what height. That's the other thing, is like, I have no idea what the cutoffs for these categories are. They seem extremely fluid, and it makes sense that they would be fluid regionally, because height, right, varies a lot regionally. But it does seem really weird, right? That we have these like moving categories, right? Like, if someone was like, I'm short, and they were my height, I would be kind of surprised. I wouldn't really consider a guy who's 5'7" short at all. I don't think that I would really consider someone short until like 5'4". Like, I feel like if a guy was 5'4", I would be like, oh yeah, like you're gonna have trouble moving through the world, right? The world is broadly not built for a 5'4" person. The world is approximately built for someone about 5'8", right? So the closer you are to 5'8", the more you are going to have an average experience. And the more the world is going to be built for you, right? And so as someone who's about 5'7", you know, the world is basically built for me, right? I am usually the right size for most seats. I fit well in airplanes. Things aren't too high that I can't reach them. So yeah, no, I would consider this like a pretty normal height to be, right? A pretty comfortable height to be. Because it's a pretty average human size, right? But then when you look at people who are like 5'11", you're already getting to the point where you're a little bit big for a lot of the interfaces that humans build, right? You're a little bit big for cars, you know? And you're only 5'11". There are girls out here who are like, I will not date a man under 6'2". And it's like, where are you gonna put him, girl? Where are you gonna keep him? What are you gonna feed him? How are you gonna keep his coat nice and shiny? He's gonna be so hungry. 6'4" and left-handed. Literally nothing is built for you. Literally nothing is ergonomic for you. Food inflation hit our tall kings hard. Oh my god, it didn't even occur to me, yeah. The fact that there's like a tax on being a tall person. I just figured he'd eat all your snacks. He'd come over to your house and eat all your snacks and you'd be like, oof. Better nutrition equals taller. This is a broad trend, but for the most part, I think now Americans aren't getting taller anymore. I think that Americans are getting shorter now. But I don't really know.